Good morning. Okay, today is what? December 19th. We're already at the 19th. This week has been it's been a lot. Thankfully not a lot going on today. Today, let's focus on today because I will sidetrack. Today, I woke up a little bit later, which was nice. I got an extra 30 minutes. My alarm doesn't go off on Fridays. But I still wanted to get up to get things done. So Chance got walked. I went to the gym. I practiced body combat. It releases in like 3 weeks, or we release it in 3 weeks. So practiced that. Felt good. Got that cardio in and all that good stuff. Then back home, did a meeting, made breakfast, cleaned the living room, my room, the bathrooms, the guest room. Got one more. It checks out at 10. I'll clean that, and then the house will be set. I have some filming I want to do, some photos and whatnot for one of my brands. But this week, I think I recorded on Monday. I have somebody very close to me at work that is going through some stuff. I already know what it is, but I think there's more on top of that that isn't being said. And being somebody who was in that situation, depression hits and you can't, I want to say you can't control it. It is a disease. You can control it. You need to get help, whether it's on your own, by support, whatever it is, but you need to get help. Yeah. So I had many people tell me that. I had many people try to help me. I parted ways with my last job after 9 years because of it. My fiance had passed away. My dad had passed away a couple of years prior to that. Just more and more hit. As we get older, there's more things that can cause trauma. There's more things that can happen. We need to deal with them, not suppress them. A lot of times that suppression comes up as we get older. It also suppresses through your body. A lot of people find that they are gluten intolerant or have celiac, or for me it was my psoriasis flared up. These things lie dormant in our bodies and then they come out. I think I said this in previous ones. They come out as that trauma hits. And so it just becomes more prevalent. I realized my body started rejecting meat and dairy through doing fasting. And as more and more trauma would happen, the more I would drink, the more, all these things, it really started to show up in my body. And so these are things that we have to find and address and deal with as they are prevalent. And so Monday I did a lot of running around that was, want to say unnecessary, but it was necessary. It was necessary for me to see that these are things that I'm not going to stand for and I'm not going to tolerate. I helped you. That's it. Not doing it again. I will be there for you, but I'm not doing what I did again. Thankfully it wasn't anything illegal or, it made me uncomfortable and it took time away from what I wanted to do, what I do. And so, it threw my day off. So it's great. I did film. I did combat. I took some time for me to reset that day. I needed that. It was heavy. And it was heavy on the people around me because there are two people specifically that I'm very close with that I told them what was going on. And I could feel that they felt that heaviness. They feel what I feel. There are some of us that are empaths, some of us more than others. I could feel the person that I helped. I could feel their energy for the next 2 days. Everything that I was getting from them, I already felt. I already knew what it was. When they were finally like, okay, I'm good, I felt that. I felt the weight lift out of my shoulders because my shoulders were up to my ears. But it finally released. That cortisol, that stress, that anxiety, all tightened up inside of me. That's not good for me, for my show. It affects my job. It affects what I do, all these things. So even though I've been on track and I still look good, I feel good, all of that, I just ate, so I feel a little fluffy, but still look good, feel good. But the scale is not moving the way that I want. And it was hard Monday. I just wanted to binge eat. Thankfully I didn't, but it was hard for me to control what was going on inside of me, because I could feel that person and their emotions and then as them telling these other people, I could feel their reactions to it. One of them has been through similar situations as me, as this person, as the person I'm helping. The other one has not. They have never been through that. They've never had addiction as a problem. They understand it to a point, but they have not been through that. So they only understand it to a point. And I could feel that it weighed heavy on them, because they haven't had to do, they knew what I went through, and they were there for the tail end of what I went through, and they actually had to endure some of my anxiety, a good amount of my anxiety and my craziness and whatnot, as I was stopping with the drinking. They are the actual reason that I stopped drinking. There was one day I was spending time with them, and I was like, I'm not going to drink anymore. I want to spend time with people that care about me, and I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like shit. It was the day after my last drink, and I was like, we had a great time yesterday. Like, it was awesome, but this hanging out and just like talking and watching TV and all that, like, I never want to spend another day in bed feeling like shit. I want to spend the day in bed because it feels good. I want to get out and take hikes and walk my dogs and cook and clean and feel good about what I've accomplished, what I've done. I don't ever want to feel like I did on Monday, and I will. It's going to happen. But I felt the need to save that person. I felt the need to go and help them. I did it with my dad. My dad, for years, my dad was a child his entire life. He always worked in a deli, did drugs, did whatever the fuck he wanted, and didn't think about the repercussions. He was in a building that had bed bugs, that had roaches, had all these things, and he stayed because that's all that he could afford. But he would win lawsuits. He's like, yeah, I got money coming. Go fucking buy computers and video games and shit he didn't need. And I'm like, save your fucking money, because 3 months later you're asking me for rent money again. I can't keep giving it to you. I'm trying to support myself. Like, and at that point, Dave had just moved in and wasn't fully working because he had left his previous job, and we were trying to figure things out, and I didn't have it. And so, and my entire life was like that. When I moved out of my mom's boyfriend's house, I don't know, it was always living on floors in other people's homes, right? I would live on the floor of my dad's studio apartment with the roaches, and I would work in the deli he was working at, but he got my paycheck. Like, it was my hours going to him. And so, yeah, when I moved out when I was 13, I was working 2 jobs. I was on independent studies and working 2 jobs just so that I could survive. I would, pay rent, all these things. And so I was telling one of the people that I'm close with that there's times, actually I told both of them, but there's times where I get this feeling, and I used to have dreams of this, but that I'm living somewhere or with someone, and I have to move out and I can't afford rent, and I'm afraid I can't afford rent. I've been paying rent since I was like 13. I've been living out of my home since well before that. There's only one time that I was afraid I wasn't actually going to make rent, and it was because the company I worked for was doing layoffs and constantly doing layoffs. And thankfully I was at the end, and I had just gotten the job with a new job. And so it worked out well, but I would wake up terrified in the middle of the night. Like, am I going to be able to afford rent? And then with my drinking, I would worry that I was going to lose a job and not be able to afford things. I was on unemployment at one point when I had left another job. And I was like, shit, let me apply to anything and everything. I had a couple different job offers, and I took the one with AAA because what the manager told me is like, that's going to be easy. He had to fight for my compensation. He got me higher, and it rose. It was really good. Still wasn't what I made before, but it was good. And it turned out to be the best thing for me. But I would wake up worried that I wasn't going to have a job, like these things. And so I think it brings me back to this person where if they continue doing what they're doing, their manager contacted me. And so I worked with them, we got things done, but their manager fully knows they know a good amount of what hasn't been done. I'm pretty sure they have an inkling of what's going on with that person. I don't know that they know the full story. Not my place to say anything. That I'm not trying to get them in trouble. I just want them to get help. But a lot of things came to light. And so I worry for them and their job. And they've got to, people told me, you got to get your shit together. My old companies, we parted ways. They're like, we're going to give you a severance. You go do what you do. We'll even hire somebody to do your resume, critique you, do like all this stuff. We want to help you, but we can't have you work here anymore. Cool. I get it. I couldn't work there anymore. I was so bogged down with so much shit and my depression that I couldn't work there anymore. So I don't want to see that happen to this person, because I can see that happening to this person and not get the same compensation I did when I parted ways. So all of that, let's see. So Monday I had to do the back and forth. Tuesday, they tried to come back on. We told them not to, got the work done. Wednesday, I could feel the anxiety go down. They were told just to stay home. That's when I met with the VP and we got a bunch of shit done. Yesterday was a lot better. We all did work. I went to the office and put up the tree. We still got to decorate it. There's some other things that we got to do. I don't think that tree is going to be done this year, to be honest. Like, it's time. And so, yeah, each day has been good. Last night I did a double with workouts. I usually Wednesday or Thursday I'll do double legs. I did my leg workout in the morning, went with my partner, and we did a leg workout at night. That felt great. Didn't get the most sleep. I did a double like Tuesday night, and the adrenaline. I also took pre-workout, and I love our pre-workout. Veg is awesome, but it's green tea extract, and so it's slow acting. It stays in your system and continues to release, which is what you want. That's what you want during your workout, because it helps to pump. It gets those muscles, right? Gets those muscles. But that means that it's going to stay in your body longer. And so I just need to not take pre-workout. I'll take something else. I can do my aminos or something. I just stick to it during the morning time. It's funny because John, the bodybuilding vegan, he did a reel, I don't know, last week. And it was like, this is when you need your pre-workout. Do not do it before cardio. I was like, I teach combat. I'm doing it before combat. I am working my muscles, right? Like, I'm doing that. Before the elliptical, we'll see. But yeah, combat, definitely doing it before combat. So overall, I feel good. It's been a good week. Got a lot accomplished. I had my realization on Monday, not gonna continue with this again. I'm gonna help people. It just brought me back to last year and helping people that I helped for too long. Not that I shouldn't have helped them, but I helped them for too long, and I can't keep doing that. I've had that with Airbnbs. I've had that with so many people where I'm like, there's a reason that at some point you just cut people off, right? You don't have it. You don't do it. You're done. So yeah, anyway, I have my photos. I did not do a video this morning, and at this point I'd eaten, so I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll probably do video. I'm recording with Canva today. For some reason, when I upload from my phone's also been acting funny. I'm waiting for the new one to come out. The 26, Samsung 26 should come out in January, so I'm going to give that to myself as a birthday present, February 2nd. And so, yeah, I'm seeing if recording with Canva makes a difference. I'm hoping that it does. And then I can add in, let me do it the first time, and I had recorded with Google. So maybe I have to do it with Google, even though it says it's better to record it with your phone. I don't know if my phone's settings, I'll have to look into that with ChatGPT. Maybe they're recording too high. Half the times it says it's too large of a file. The other half it says it's corrupted. I don't know. I've cleaned out a ton of photos on my phone. Who knows? It is Friday. Hope you guys have, I don't know that I'll release this on a Friday, but it's Friday today. So happy Friday.